Okay, let's say you're in the market for a new subcompact SUV and you're saying to yourself, yeah, I know that Honda just redesigned the HR-V, but it's just not doing it for me. The Toyota CHR is out, as is the Chevrolet Trailblazer, and I'm really not interested in a Subaru Crosstrek. That leaves the 2023 Hyundai Kona. And we're going to try and answer the question in today's video. Is the Kona giving you the best value for the price? And do you get more than you pay for? It's best described as having an optional turbocharged engine that provides quick acceleration. Its handling is nimble no matter which engine is under the hood, makes it fun to drive, and there are a load of features for the money. And the exciting performance from the available Kona N is always a great option. Today we're going to take a look at the limited trim level, and for those of you who are saying, Tom, we like to see the lower trim levels, well, this is what was available from Mike Morgan Hyundai in Shreveport, Louisiana. And for those of you who are looking at the screen right now, there is the price. That way nobody leaves a comment and says, how much does it cost? So let's talk about overall design. It has a very nice and really sporty look. I don't know if I'd go as far as to say racy, but definitely sporty. I like the overall design here with the turn signal indicators being built into the higher portion of the front end right here. Very nice looking. You've got LED daytime running lights and LED headlights. Definitely going to have no trouble seeing going down the road with this model for sure. A very nice looking upper and lower grille. You've got the gloss black right there. That gives it a nice look. It would be kind of cool if the Hyundai badge was blackened right here instead of chrome, but tell me what you think about that. And just the overall lines of the hood definitely say, well, it's a sporty model. Not only the way it looks, but the way it drives, just the overall design. It kind of looks like the Hyundai H to an extent when you look at it just right. Speaking of the hood, what's under the hood? Let's talk about that. And there may be one surprise here for those who are not familiar with the Kona when you consider its competitors. Okay, depending on your desire, there are a couple of different engine options to choose from to have under the hood of your Kona, and here is what they are. The standard engine is the 2-liter 4-cylinder. It makes 147 horsepower. Or you can have the engine that we have under the hood right here. It's the 195 horsepower 1.6-liter 4-cylinder engine. Or there is the 2-liter that will come as the strongest motor, 276 horsepower, and that is really impressive for a vehicle like this. That's what makes it so fun to drive. Now, with the engine that's under the hood here is something really important. MPGs, 29 city, 35 highway, 32 combined, and 3.1 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. And that's really impressive considering the fact that you have a 13.2 gallon gas tank. It's not very big. You can get these in front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. This one's going to be front-wheel drive. And what was that one thing I alluded to earlier that, well, might surprise some people? Most of the time when you go with one of these types of SUVs, it's going to come with a CVT transmission. Not here. It's a 7-speed dual clutch. And how about tire and wheel size? 235/45, that 45 series sidewall, going to help to contribute to a better ride quality than you would have with a low profile tire. And these are 18-inch wheels, a very nice looking wheel by Hyundai, again adding to that sporty flair. And one thing I did want to mention that I didn't mention earlier has to do with the front end. There are side air curtains built in on each side. That's one way you're able to get those solid gas mileage numbers. And yes, there are turn signal indicators built into these heated, power adjustable, but manually folding side view mirrors. Here is the remote for you to take a quick look at. Yes, it does come with remote start. You'll also find the roof rails up here on top. You can put the crossbars on if you want to and haul whatever you want to up there. If Aunt Edna is being ornery, well, you've got a place to put her to keep her good and safe. I'm looking here at the rear. While you have the exposed wiper back here, it would be kind of nice to see it up here inside the roof spoiler, but at this price point, not a big deal. Still getting quite a bit here, but that would clean that area up. You've got your Hyundai logo again back here, and mimicking pretty much what we see on the front end, you've got the brake lights up here on the top, LED, and then the reverse lights here on the bottom. So a really nice look. And then let's open up the rear door here and take a look at what we have. Now, you might have noticed when I showed you the undercarriage shot earlier that there was no spare tire under the vehicle. No worries, it's not under the vehicle, it's under the rear floor right here. You have a cargo tray in there, and then you lift that up to gain access to your spare tire. There's plenty of space back here. Speaking of space, how about cargo capacity? How much is there? 19.2 up to 45.8 cubic feet. Not bad. You lower those rear seats flat to maximize cargo capacity. Speaking of the rear seats, let's hop into the rear and see what your rear seat passengers are going to find. By the way, before we hop into the rear seat area, a couple of things. You do have the Hyundai first aid kit. I don't know if there's a blood pressure tester in there, but if you have the highest horsepower version, you might have to test somebody's blood pressure when you're flying through the corners, right? And the kit right here, this first aid kit does have Velcro on the bottom, so you can put it down there and Velcro it to the floor. Also, you see the cargo cover right here? If you say, man, I don't really like that, that is easily removable. And not too bad on space here in the rear. The seats have a slight recline to them, so your passengers, rear seat passengers, won't be sitting straight up and uncomfortable. I like that. A reasonable amount of head space here. I think I'm pretty much sitting up as high as I can here at 5'10". Hopefully you can see that. Let me take my sunglasses off the top of my head so you can see that really well. You've got some decent sized door bins right here. The map pockets or map nets on the rear of the seats. Now there's no air conditioning vents back here. I don't think that's going to be an issue because of the smaller interior. There is only one USB port back here. Would be nice to see too, but still not too bad. You could buy an adapter and easily remedy that problem. There is also a, well, it kind of looks a little bit larger than conventional size sunroof. Okay, let's take a look in through the driver's side door here. Everything you would expect to see here, and I apologize for the sticker there, but they're saying, Tom, don't you dare roll down those freshly tinted windows. So there you go. You can see what's there. You have a power driver's seat, a manually adjustable passenger seat, and in real time or first person view, let's just give you a real demonstration of things here. We're going to hit the push button start and look at that 10.25-inch instrument cluster. It looks really nice. Very modern looking, looks, well, again, sporty. And if that's not good enough for you, check this out. Right here is the drive mode selector. You have 3 driving modes to choose from, and you're going to see some changes when you go through those. Let's start down there with smart. We went from smart to normal, or normal to smart, but now let's go to sport. That's where you're really going to see the changes and get that nice sporty look. And there's that turn signal lever. You know, I was showing you those turn signals on the front end that look so nice. You want to make sure you use those. And if you're saying, Tom, how do you do that? Here's how you do it. When you're turning to the right or changing lanes to the right, you push that lever into the up position. And the same thing when you're going to the left, you push it into the down position, just in case you weren't really sure about that. And your steering wheel mounted controls right here. I probably don't need to tell you too much about what all of that is. Here are the controls, or is the control, I should say, for the front and rear window wipers. And another 10.25-inch screen right here. And you have built-in navigation. I know for those of you who watch me regularly, you ask about that. Well, there's your answer. That is it. You've got the navigation there. You've got all kinds of features you can go through here. Great information. It's only on one screen there. And then I'm going to skip over the radio because I don't want that to come on and give me a copyright hit from YouTube. But you can kind of see everything we have here. There's radio, there's media, and obviously a lot of great features here. You can go into setup right there. And then I talked about that 7-speed dual clutch transmission that's down there. I'm going to shift into reverse so I can show you the backup camera, and you also have the sensors around the vehicle as well that are going to let you know what's going on around it. But a very nice look there. The trajectory lines that let you know which direction you're going if you don't happen to know, in case you're directionally challenged. Single zone climate control here, as you can see. Not a big deal. Here's how you're going to control the temperature on the left, fan speed on the right. I'm not going to turn that up so I don't blow you away. And then here are some one-touch buttons right here, just so you know what is here. You do have USB connectivity, 12 volt, and yes, that is a wireless charging pad. All this for the price of around $30,000. Not too bad. There you go. You can see my phone is now charging. And you don't have ventilated seats here, but you do have heated front seats. 3 different settings there for that. There's your power parking brake and brake hold mode, or auto hold as it's called here. A couple of cup holders right there. And here's your dual mode or dual use console lid. Use it as the console lid and also as an armrest for the driver and the passenger. Quite a bit of space down there, probably more than it looks like on the screen. And just an overall nice look throughout the entire interior here with the front seat. Everything looking nice, good and modern. But the main thing that I am interested in knowing about is, how does this Kona handle out on the road? Does it live up to what I said earlier? Let's get out on the road and find out. All right, here we go on the test drive, and I have to admit, even though these Konas may not make a ridiculous amount of horsepower unless you go with that larger motor that is available, the handling really makes up for it. Obviously, I'm driving in sport mode, so we're gonna go ahead and cruise into the corner right here and see how it handles. Not much of a corner right there, but got a little bit of body roll, but not too bad. Overall ride quality is pretty good here. You do notice a few bumps on the road, but it's not the worst riding by any means of a subcompact SUV that I've driven in the past. A little bit more of a corner right here, so we're gonna cruise into the corner and see how we do. That's not too bad. Accelerating through the corner handles extremely well. I tell you what, if you're having a bad day and you own one of these Konas, the 22 or the 2023, I should say. I'm not Tweety Bird, I promise. If you don't know what that means, just Google it. I promise you'll figure it out. But the 2022 or 2023, because they were redesigned for the 2022 model year, definitely handle extremely well. Give you a little bit of a road noise test right there. Now we're cruising up into the sharpest corner on this particular road. So let's see how it goes. I'm gonna go ahead and just stay a little bit above the speed limit. Let's see how it handles. Wow, I am actually very impressed. I am accelerating through the corner, out of the corner. Absolutely no trouble. Very, very minimal movement of the steering wheel right there. Wow, I'm impressed. I wouldn't have thought it would be that good, but I know most people aren't necessarily going to be going out and testing their Hyundai Konas the way I just did, but it gives you an idea of how much fun it is. If you're having a bad day and you want to go out and drive spiritedly to kind of blow off some steam, well, this Kona is going to deliver to help out with that. And I'm driving in sport mode, as you would likely expect if you watch me regularly. I mean, what other mode is there to drive in, right? But even though that doesn't change the overall handling of the vehicle, it lets the RPM of the engine come up higher, faster, or just faster in general. But overall, I'm very impressed here. I didn't mention it earlier. I mentioned that you had the 10.25-inch instrument cluster. You also have the 10.25-inch touchscreen, in case you're wondering what size that is. Everything here is easy to use, easy to learn, very user-friendly to say the very least. I'll pull up the navigation here. Let's see, there we go. Bring the navigation up for you to see that for the remainder of our test drive here. I know a lot of people like to have the built-in navigation option, but if you have Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, well, then obviously you can use your favorite there. So let's do one thing here, just a quick little acceleration test. Zero to 60 may not be neck snapping, but this isn't the smallest and or least powered. Wow, that was really smart. Hope you saw that on video. That was one of those bright-minded Shreveport drivers who came a little bit closer to getting into my lane than I would like. But hey, it all goes with the territory of making these videos, I guess. It is what it is. But anyway, this isn't the least powerful engine available. It's what I was getting at before I was distracted earlier by that great driver having to get around the kamikaze cyclist on the side of the road. Kamikaze because, well, if you enjoy being buzzed by vehicles, well, I guess that's why you ride your bike on the side of the road like that. But anyway, I'm impressed here. A lot of fun to drive, definitely sporty, has that nice low center of gravity that provides for excellent handling. you know, really what's not to like here if this is something you were looking for. I definitely want to get my hands on the most powerful version of the Kona available, or with the most powerful engine under the hood. We're going to see if that happens in the near future. I hope it does, because that would really be fun. So now it's time for you to speak up and answer the question, do you get more than you pay for with the 2023 Hyundai Kona Limited? For the price of $30,610, it does seem like you do, especially in this day and age. You get quite a bit for that price compared to some other vehicles out there. Got to say a special thanks to my friends at Mike Morgan Hyundai for loaning me this Kona for the day, and all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video and want to know more about other vehicles that you might consider purchasing, check out what's on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.